Several months ago, Kia revealed the concept version of its upcoming all-electric sedan, the EV4. And in the last couple weeks, we have gotten a ton of leaks out of Korea of a production intent EV4. We've seen the interior as well as the exterior as well as driving. So we've got a lot of things to look at here, and big shout out to the two YouTubers who put out these leaks. That's Healer TV as well as Shorts Car. I will have links to their channels in the description. So if you're interested in an all-electric sedan from Kia, then stay tuned. Hi everybody, it's the Ioniq guy. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. I'm Corbin and I cover all things Hyundai, Kia, Genesis, EV related. So in October of 2023, Kia revealed several concept vehicles, one of which is the EV4. So to this point in time, Kia has never done an all-electric sedan. They've mostly been focusing on crossovers and SUVs. You've got the upcoming EV3, the EV6, as well as the EV9. Unlike Hyundai, who has already released an all-electric sedan, the Ioniq 6, which is a vehicle that I personally lease, Kia just has not been focusing on them. If there's one thing that we've learned from Kia and Hyundai's concept vehicles is that when they go into mass production, they really don't stray too far from the concepts. So what you see is more or less what you're gonna get. And you know what, first when I made a video about the EV4 concept, I wasn't totally sold on it, but now after about 8 months of looking at the concept and these leaks now, it's starting to kind of grow on me. It could be the anti-Ioniq 6 that a lot of people might be drawn to. The Ioniq 6 isn't going to be for everybody. It has some very divisive styling, but the EV4 really looks like it's going to take this whole new design language for Kia and just fully run with it. So now that we know what the production Kia EV3 is going to look like, looking at the concept, you really get a sense that it is going to really be following that design language. Just like with the EV3, you've got those tall, skinny LED accent lights on the outside of the front end. You have the blacked out A-pillar that really gives it that floating roofline look. From the side, it's very similarly shaped to the EV6, but in the back of the EV4 concept, you see you have a very shallowly sloped rear windshield, and then you can tell that it's not going to be a liftback, unfortunately. You can see there's a body line halfway down the window, meaning that the trunk on the end is going to be where it pops open for that cargo area, which is a little sad. Even though Hyundai and Kia stay pretty true to the exterior of their cars when going into production, the interiors are almost always completely different. So this interior here from the concept, I am not expecting to see much of anything carry over to the production car, except for most likely the screen located behind the steering wheel. All right, so let's take a look at this spy photo from the interior of the EV4. And what you're gonna see is a lot of what Kia has already been doing. The headrests look exactly the same as the EV3 and the EV9. You can see that two-toned look that we also see in the EV9 and the EV3 with the light-colored material on the top of the seat, the darker color on the bottom. You've got the buttons on the side of the passenger seat to adjust it forward, backward, tilt, what have you. The door handles look like they're identical to that of the EV3. So it seems like Kia is really starting to pull from that part spin that they've been starting to accrue over the last few years, which should help bring costs down. It does appear that the EV4 will have ventilated as well as heated front seats. You can tell by the two buttons located next to the door handle. This is a trend that they seem to be doing now, where they're putting the heating and ventilation functions on the door panel. I personally am not a fan of putting those on the door controls. I like having them in the center console or on the dashboard. Unfortunately, this is the only angle photo we have of the interior of the EV3, so we really can't tell a whole lot just from this. So that photo has been brought to you by Healer TV. Healer TV also found an EV4 loaded on a car carrier. It's covered in camouflage. This one has different wheels than the EV4 we're going to take a look at in a minute, but this is definitely a test vehicle being driven around Korea. Another clue that it's not going to be a liftback is the fact that the camouflage in the back breaks in that same place where that body line is. So yeah, the whole back end is not going to lift open, just based on what we're seeing here with the camouflage. You can see parking sensors all around. Through this hole in the front camouflage, you can see that LED accent light, similar to the concept. You can see a very pronounced forward-facing camera that's completely proud of the body. That's kind of strange. It honestly almost looks like it might be retractable, kind of like those old headlights from the 80s. Down lower, you can see the air intake as well as the radar sensor. That doesn't look similar at all to the concept vehicle. That's about it for the stationary photos. Now let's get to the footage of the vehicle driving. So shout out to Shorts Car for putting up this video. You can see them driving behind the EV4. Some pretty distinctive things you'll notice that are similar to that of the concept. You have the split spoiler that are just kind of in the corners of the back window. It's a very interesting design. You've got the vertical LEDs again on the outside corners, and then you have that trapezoidal inlay on the bumper that also looks very similar to that of the rear end of the concept car. Shark fin antenna. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get around to the front side of the car. I would have loved to have seen the front end while moving, but that's going to be about it for the running footage of the EV4. So when is the EV4 coming out? Well, rumors are that it has been delayed until early 2025. Whether that is when it will be revealed in its full production form or whether that will be when it's actually going on sale, we don't know. But it will be coming most likely within the next year. It seems like they're pretty close to having a production-ready car, so I don't think it's going to be a whole lot longer before we actually see the production intent version. Of course, we still don't have any idea on pricing. These cars are starting to reach economies of scale. They are selling a lot of these vehicles, so hopefully they can bring manufacturing of the EV4 to the US and then get those prices down. Hopefully they can break sub $40,000 starting prices with them, and then keeping the top end below 50 would be really nice as well. So are any of you actually interested in the EV4? Maybe you love sedans, but maybe the Ioniq 6 doesn't do it for you. I totally understand. The EV4 definitely is going to be a much different look than the Ioniq 6. You guys know I'm a big fan of Kia's current design language. It's very modern, very angular. It really strikes a certain tone with a lot of people, and I understand why. So let me know down in the comment section if you guys are interested in this car. Let me know if you guys want more coverage on it in the future. Check out my store at ioniqguy.com for accessories for your Hyundai, Kia, or Genesis EV. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.